Surely not. Not from this far back. Surely not. DRS enabled. Rich fuel mixed. Overtake button. Oh, we're gonna get him. We got him. Hey guys, welcome back to another F1 2020 video. Today we're gonna be taking the Ferrari Sebastian Vettel around Hanoi circuit at our first race around the Vietnam circuit. I am really excited to see how, the racing unfolds in particular because, we got that really long straight, but a bunch of other different types of corners. It's a very unique sort of circuit, so it's our first opportunity to take a look at like what the racing is going to be like potentially in real life as well, because we haven't seen them take to the track in real life either. So yeah, this is the new intro that they've changed from the previous game. There's so much to talk about. I want to talk about the audio changes since they've made from the previous build. I'll give you an opportunity to listen to the audio as it's like 3D. Whenever you get close to a wall, you can hear the reverberations and the wind kind of brushing off the wall as you get really close to it. And like basically whatever you're closer to, the left side or right side of a wall, you'll hear an audio difference coming from that direction. They've updated almost all the car models so they're close to what they look like in real life. Now, I think Haas is the only car that isn't pretty much a replica of what it is in real life. They've updated all the liveries, I think, now, so pretty much all the cars have their exact livery. They all pretty much look like what they do in real life, but except for the Haas. They're going to show the Haas now. So yeah, it should be chaotic going to turn one. You got that long sweeping right-hander. I really don't know what to expect. It's a very low grip sort of circuit. There should be plenty of overtaking opportunity going down that super long straight. I think the DRS zone is actually a lot further down the straight than I anticipated because it's such a long straight and they had to like kind of nerf it in some way. So the DRS zone is, put really far down the track. So the DRS doesn't go for the complete flat out portion of that straight that we all know. You can see the driver poses. I'm not exactly, 100% on all the poses. Some of them look okay, but the ones where they kind of had their hands in front of their body, like near their waist, I think they should, they should keep it to what they do in the real life graphics. I think that those poses look a bit better. But anyways, not really a big deal. It's a preview build of the game anyway. On the grid now, we got 4 red lights, 5 red lights. We've already kicked into overtake mode, and away we go for our first Hanoi race ever. And as you see, it's totally random kind of starts. There's a lot more variation in how the AI gets. Some get really good starts, some get really poor starts. Kind of getting bullied off the track there a little bit by, I think it was Latifi, but we get through it nonetheless pretty cleanly. I'm looking at the inside of Perez. We get squeezed up against the wall. We didn't get really left any room. I don't know what Ocon's doing up there. Renault getting in the way of a lot of carnage, it seems. And yeah, I'm not really sure. I think he's got his front wing damage, actually. Now that I drove past him, he had front wing damage. Now it's all getting a little bit messy going through this really tight section of the track. We're going to see if we can try and overtake Ocon. We got the inside line. Really important you get that slingshot onto this really massive long straight. We're going to see if we can pick off any cars. We're not really that close to Grosjean, but seeing as the straight goes forever pretty much, we're getting closer and closer already. Not even DRS, but we're going to use overtake mode and rich fuel mix, and we've made the overtake on Grosjean. Let's see if we can make it stick going through this hairpin. We get a little bit of a tap, I think, from Grosjean, but we get through there nicely onto the back of Gasly now. Now we're heading into this S section. Very complicated part of the circuit, probably the trickiest to get correctly. But we'll see how the car really gets affected by dirty air. Doesn't feel too bad. Obviously, the Ferrari is a bit understeery in general without dirty air, but we seem to be hanging on okay because of the pace advantage to the cars in front. Obviously, we're going to try and make as many overtakes as possible as Valtteri Bottas. So it's the fastest lap of the race. So he's obviously in the lead after completing the fastest lap on lap 1. On to lap 2 now. We're looking at Gasly. He's starting to go defensive now. Little bit ambitious going into turn 1. We managed to hold it around the outside, which turns to the inside of turn 2. And we managed to take P14 off of Gasly in the AlphaTauri. Now we're onto the back of Magnussen. We'll see how it goes without DRS going down this straight. Unfortunately, we don't have that advantage just yet as it's only lap 2. Into rich fuel mix. A little bit of overtake at the start of the straight. We've actually overcooked it and gone a little bit too deep there, so it might influence our run coming out of the really long straight, as we want to be as close to Magnussen as possible. And yeah, we're gonna kick it into overtake mode once again. You know, you can't really stay in it for too long as it drains so quickly, but it looks like we're gonna do enough to get the move done on Magnussen, as we just came from that far back. It was so easy. Nothing Magnussen could have really done. I think league racing is going to be really interesting to see how you know, people go about defending that, because there's nothing really you can do about it. I think people might just stay in the slipstream of the car in front, save fuel, save battery, and then just overtake whenever they'd like, because it's impossible to defend, as Giovinazzi goes defensive going into this hairpin now, and we've already gotten past him though, so nothing he could have really done there. Almost run up to the back of Kvyat, so luckily we don't get any damage from hitting him. But yeah, up into P12 already on lap 3. Trying to get as close to the front as possible by the end of this race. Trying to make it as action-packed as well. So following Kvyat, yeah, once again, I didn't really feel too disadvantaged by Dirtier at this point. I think the pace advantage helped a lot either way. We weren't driving perfectly either to feel the full effect of that, so I can't really give a full opinion or honest opinion as to what kind of level of dirty air is applied to the game yet, and if not, like, it might get changed anyways when the full game gets released. So still behind Kvyat, we got DRS, and once again this is the main overtaking opportunity, hanging to the inside as Kvyat goes a bit defensive. A little bit of wheel contact there, but it looks like we're going to make the move stick, as we had the inside line going through that hairpin. Not much Kvyat could have done. If you straddled that curb, you know, you just lose so much grip. Now I want you guys to listen to the audio through this S section.
Okay, good work. Great pass.
All over the back of Stroll now. It's pretty tough to like stick right behind a car through this corner. So Dirty Air might be a little bit effective going through, I think it's turn 2. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. I've noticed that the AI also seem to make mistakes. The closer you are to them, the more under pressure they seem to go, as we make a move on Stroll before we even reach the straight. So it looks like that's an overtaking opportunity. If somebody gets it wrong through there, definitely an opportunity to overtake, but you want to be careful about doing that though, because they'll have the DRS and slipstream on you for the longest part of the circuit. And yeah, that might leave you vulnerable, as we just come from so far back. Unbelievable on Raikkonen. And yeah, we're not making the move actually, as Raikkonen brakes later. We're going to try and do the crisscross, but he parks it really slow on the apex, and that prevents us from doing the crisscross. So a bit of experience there coming from Raikkonen, or at least the AI know better to defend coming from that hairpin. So we're going to follow him through the S section now. Once again, didn't really feel too... Actually, we got a yellow flag here. I'm not sure who that is for. It looks like it's happening behind us, perhaps. I think it's behind us. It looks like a McLaren. Yeah, Lando Norris is out of the session. I was looking at the track map, and you can see an orange dot slowing down. It looks like Lando Norris is out of the race. A bit of payback for when he took me out in Baku in the not the GP Veloce event. But yeah, once again, Raikkonen shouldn't have any form of defense going down the straight. He has no DRS, and it looks like we're going to easily breeze past him. We're not even using overtake mode. Never mind, we are now, just to make sure he doesn't make an attack back on us. And yeah, now braking pretty much at that curb, been using that as my brake marker. It's not too hard to get right, at least in the control. Almost lost the back end there actually, as we're now I've caught up to the back of Bottas, but I think everyone's starting to make their pit stops now. I almost got lost and missed the pit entry, but now it's time to make our pit stop on lap 9 of this race. And the pit exit's a bit of a weird one, because you come out sort of on the racing line of where all the other cars are coming across onto the track. So a little bit of side-by-side action will probably happen in real life, unless they change that pit exit. I'm not sure how they would, But yeah, easy to like run wide there if you're just on the track normally coming through that corner. And if somebody's coming through the pit exit, there definitely could be some contact in real life. I actually had to cut away here to show you some footage of a different race through the pit exit because my recording software had a little bit of a spaz with frame rate. So hopefully you still get a good look at what the pit exit looks like. Catching up to the back of Kvyat now, we're really hunting him down. We seem to make up a bunch of ground going through that tight section. And Kvyat actually makes a mistake and it catches us off guard and we've ran into the back of him. Luckily no damage, but Kvyat's going to be a sitting duck in this straight because he has no DRS. We're going to open up our DRS, rich fuel mix, overtake mode, and easy pass. Look how much ground we've gained on him. Just heading into this hairpin now, where it's not even, you know, any difficulty at all. It's so easy to overtake there. We were unable to catch up to the guys in front of us because the gap was massive. I felt that what happened is that if you got a fast car, you're able to leech off them because of the DRS, and if you're not in that DRS train, it is so hard to catch up to cars in front of you when you don't have DRS for yourself. So unless you are, you know, in a train of a faster car or faster driver, it's a lot more difficult to catch up to someone of that same speed on your own without DRS. So it was really difficult to get anywhere closer to Science in the pack ahead. So unfortunately, that's pretty much going to conclude all the action from this race. One thing I also want to add, you can notice the cameras in the halo and the lower part just above the steering wheel, where you got the halo column. You can see two little cameras that record in real life too. So that's a neat little touch. Lewis Hamilton wins this race. I think Bottas had some kind of issues, and then the pack ahead of us was leeching off Bottas with the DRS, so it was like almost impossible to catch up to them for us. We're running 106% difficulty, and this is going to wrap up our final lap of the race. And one thing I want to point out is we now have a driver of the day graphic, which is also pretty cool. Obviously, I made up a bunch of positions, so they've selected Sebastian Vettel as driver of the day. So that's a neat little addition that they've added to this game. And obviously you can see this cutscene happen with Toto Wolff as Lewis Hamilton has won the race. If it does rain, if you haven't watched already my Britain video, if it rains, they do wear jackets and wet weather clothes. So that's pretty cool. Little intricate detail that Codemasters have thrown in there. There's also a few other new cutscenes for the podium celebrations that they've added. So that's pretty cool as well. I think last time I raced as Lewis Hamilton, I got a different cutscene in Britain, so it's nice to see a bit of variation in that sort of way. And I gotta say, I can't wait until you guys finally get this game so I can finally stop going in between F1 2019 and F1 2020, because I'm so excited for this game. I just want to race you guys. You know, it's killing me. I can't wait for July. I can't wait until Real F1 gets back into it as well. Unfortunately for this track, we got to wait until 2021, especially with Zandvoort as well. We have to wait till 2021 before we get to see the real F1 cars out on a track. But, you know, within, I think, how long is it? Less than a month's time now until the real F1 cars get out on track at Austria. Can't wait for that. Yeah, I think it's going to be a really interesting situation with league racing or any racing in general around this track. It's a very mixed circuit. That long straight is very familiar to the Azerbaijan straight. I think it feels slightly longer even. That's my opinion. I'm not sure if it is or not. But they have the DRS zone that far down the road that, you know, they've had to try and nerf it as much as possible because it is just so easy to make overtakes. If you're within that 1 second zone and you have enough fuel and a bit of overtake mode, you have all the opportunity in the world to make that overtake stick. And yeah, it'll be really difficult to defend against that. Other than that, it's a really high speed circuit with very close barriers, so there'll be a lot of DNFs, a lot of crashing. The AI seem to make mistakes when under pressure, which is pretty damn cool. I think that adds another element of realism to it as well. You don't want to be racing against robots. So it's cool to see a bit of human element added into the game once again. Thanks so much for watching. I've got another 2 videos out on F1 2020 surely by the time this video comes out and you've seen it, so go check them out and I'll see you all soon. Hey guys, thanks for watching and subscribing. I'll see you all in a brand new one.